The dating game is not to be played forever.
Right.
Bitch, you have to get out. You got to get out this game.
Yeah.
You can't be in a club competing with a goddamn 23-year-old at 38.
Listen, there's a lot of women out here that are in their 40s that are still,
Still what?
like they're still youthful looking.
Even salt looks like sugar from a distance, baby.
Damn.
It ain't nothing sadder than an ex-bad bitch that don't know she ain't bad no more.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people just don't know their time is up. That's so hard to determine. Like, my time, like, how do you hang your own jersey up?
You have to get out.
That's not a difficult thing to determine. It's not difficult to determine. We just want to believe that we have this infinite amount of time on the clock, right? And I get it from a woman's perspective. The minute puberty hit, and sometimes unfortunately earlier, you're already catching the eye of men, right? If there's anything we've learned from how disgusting a lot of men can be, is the Epstein files and stuff that we've already kind of known, we just didn't associate with the upper class, but that's a whole nother video. You've been attractive your entire life. You've gotten male attention your entire life. And now you get to the point where, yeah, it's slowing down. You've had supermodels making videos of talking about aging out the game, and one day suddenly they felt invisible to males. And while you have people in the comments celebrating like this is a thing that everyone should be super excited for, I can't wait. No, in real life, this is a thing that's been a constant your entire life, and it's gone. There is something like there's like it's almost like a ceremony, a funeral for this. But the game continues on. The game continues on. When you were younger, you had the advantage in this game, and then as you get older, it switches. Of the men of the same cohort, when they get older, if they've done the right things, now they're in demand. That's all it is. We just never understood it while we were in the middle of playing it. In our early 20s, we didn't get it. We just thought this was going to be it forever. Women are always going to be hot. They're always going to be attractive. We're always going to be desirous of them. But time is a funny thing. As it marches on, as men learn to deal with the desire more and more, they realize, okay, I need to be able to set some of these things aside. My goals require it. Nature does a lot of it. It takes a lot of that sting out the lust. Now you can think with clearer eyes without you getting that evil out before the date. So now you have a better understanding of what you're looking for, what's important to you. And you have a better bargaining chip when you've done that work. And now you're saying, these are the things I want. Before, all I had was, a young back and an energetic thrust to give you. Now I've made it. I have the resources. I have the things that you're saying that you want. Yeah. Now I'm Jordan in his prime now. My knees don't feel like it. My back doesn't feel like it, but my sexual market value is of that. And you at the same age, maybe not. Before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Share the video, hype the video. There's merch available in the stores now. We're just trying to expand, trying to do more with the channel, build it out. We know this is going to be a multi-year process, but we're here for the long haul. So listen, the game is not to be played in perpetuity, right? And that, someone write that down. That might be another good quote. Put that on a mug or something. The game is not to be played in perpetuity. We all age out of it, right? We all age out of it. We all have our times when we're at our peak. And for a lot of us, in terms of physical attraction, that's when we're younger, right? For men, you can look back and think about how you were back in, college, physically, how your body responded more to the stimulus of going to the gym, right? You were a stud. You just didn't have any resources to back any of that up. You couldn't marry the two of the things together and saying, I've got this amazing physique. I've got this energy, this stamina. I don't have a pot to piss in, right? So you got with other women your age because, they also realized I don't have the pot to piss in, until they realized I could be messing with you and have nothing for it, or I can also be messing with that guy and he has something for it. And maybe he's not the guy that's 20 years older than you, but that's the guy that's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Until we opened up the world, the dating market with the internet, and said, that guy that's in Dubai wants your attention just off the pictures you posted. And it's a very real thing. It can take you from here to all the way over there. It can expose you to a lifestyle that you never would have dreamed of. or you saw in magazines, you saw on videos. Now that access is given to you, his attention, right? And this is what we don't share, we don't show enough of. This is why the game continues to march forward. His attention is fixed. He has a certain range or look that he's looking for, and time, being as fickle as it does, it sort of just continues to pull you across that x-axis of time. When you're no longer in that range, you no longer have that attention. You're no longer in his purview. His resources are now still focused exactly where his range is. This is when it's time to adjust the game. This is why sometimes we poke fun, and all do fun, right? We say, yo, woman, you don't have any game. And we follow up with an understanding. You don't have any game because you didn't need any game. So your longest time, you just showing up and being beautiful was enough. When men said, okay, let me do what I have to do. Let me now try to carry the conversation. Let me now say the right things. Let me be clever. Let me bend to the whims because what she has is so desirable for me. Again, that over time changes. When you suddenly wake up, because it's a gradual thing, where you may not realize it, but it's gradually you age out of that group that gets the preferential treatment, and now you may discover you need to be a little witty, you need to be a little clever, you need to have a better understanding of how men are. This is your advantage over time, right? This is free game. This is how you extend your seasons. You have a better understanding of men than you did when you were in your younger years. You understand what they're missing. You understand their ego. You understand femininity. You understand these things and how to get what you want, how to extract what you want. I'm not just saying just money, resources. I'm saying also attention. You understand how a man operates. You didn't have to understand that when you were younger. It was just a given. So when we try, like she's saying, there's women in their 40s that still look youthful. Yes, but you can never recapture what you were before. You don't have to. You shouldn't try to. You can extend as much as you want, but the goal should never to be, I want to be as beautiful as I was then. No. You have to have a better understanding of men. Give the men what they want. Because if you, and men can attest to this, you've been with some women that get you. And that makes you feel like you want to come home. Versus you get someone that's gorgeous, right? How many men, how the internet, history is littered with gorgeous women who end up single because they're insufferable. What's that? If for every bad shorty you can find me, I could find you a guy that's tired of being with her. Right? We're trying to keep it clean here, right? You can find a guy that's tired of being with her because after a certain amount of time, that beauty normalizes out and that insufferability never really reaches an equilibrium. You're like, all right, I'm moving on. Hey, let someone else enjoy that beauty. But in time, they're going to say, yeah, this person, I can't stand it. That's a simply microcosm to what happens on a larger scale. This is when the jersey, it starts being lifted into the rafters and said, yeah, man, it might be over. It might be over. For some, if you don't have that welcoming spirit and attitude, the game is over a lot earlier than you think. You just haven't realized it. You just haven't woke up to reality that your phone is dry. You're not getting the attention from the men you want. Not that you're not going to get people in the DMs talking themselves for 6 months straight. Right? The grand risings, the hey, good morning. Hey, if you just gave me a chance, you'll have those. And now you have to focus a little more on those. You can't be as dismissive as you were of those in the past. Now they matter a little bit more. Now you're a little curious. Okay, let me see if I give him a shot. This is when you start settling, right? This is when you start settling, when you know this is not the man you wanted to be. This is when you start asking the question, where are the men? This is when it's time to start looking and say, I might have to retire. You never considered that you may retire from the game with never winning a championship. But people that compete in these sports in real life understand that's part of it. Just because you made it to NBA doesn't mean you'll retire with the ring. It's the same thing for women, the same thing for men, right? We want to be clear. Men age out of dating too. And it becomes tricky because we like to think that there's this default position that because as a man, you're somehow going to be desirable when you get older. You have to do the work. It's a treacherous position in being a man. If you don't do any of that work when you're younger, in your 20s and your 30s, you're not going to be desirable in your 40s. You see a lot of men coming on here on the internet, or you hear a lot of stories from women talking about, yeah, we're on a date, he just start throwing red pill facts at me. He's throwing those, no, you should be with me because, you know, you're 40, you're not desirable anymore. That's never going to work. We don't give women enough credit understanding, saying they're fine. They're a lot of them saying, I'd rather be by myself than deal with this quality that's left over. Either way, we understand that the game is not made to be played in perpetuity. You have to get out. You have to maximize your time here and what you're doing, and decide, this is what I want. It's important enough for me to start sacrificing some of this other stuff, the nonsense that society is telling me. You've got all the time in the world. You can do it all. You can have the career. You can have the kids. You can have the family. You can have the vacation. No. Choices and trade-offs. You got to decide what's important to you and move according to that. Otherwise, you're going to be shocked and trying to be one of these people going under the knife, saying increasingly erratic and ridiculous things about what's just a natural occurrence. We are at the point where you can't shame men into liking what they don't like. You can't shame men and saying you shouldn't be attracted to women in their 20s. They are. We can't stop that, right? That's what it is. The 20-year version of you is physically probably more attractive than the 40 on average. Don't direct me to certain women who are in the gym killing it. I'm saying on average. There's plenty of examples, plenty just pop into mind that, you age gracefully into this thing, and it's a different type of beauty. It's an elegance now. There's a real sense of feminine. That happens. Absolutely. We're talking on average in math. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments. Or if you want to send me some of those examples, feel free in those comments as well. But if you see videos on your screen right now, take a look at those. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, you listen to sound of my voice now. You have not subscribed. I think you should. We're just trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.